The week is off to an exciting start, and there's something interesting happening behind the scenes with the Denver Broncos. It looks like the team might be quietly making moves to strengthen their wide receiver group, especially with quarterback Bo Nix set to take over. I'll dive into all the details shortly, but before we do, don't forget to hit that like button if you believe the Broncos have what it takes to make it to Super Bowl 60. Drop a comment below like this: Go Broncos, let's go all out. Now, let's get into it. While the Broncos had their sights set on big-name receivers like Cooper Kupp and Stephon Diggs, those hopes have quickly faded due to either sky-high price tags or better fits elsewhere. Kupp, as expected, ended up with the Seattle Seahawks. As for Diggs, he's locked into a massive deal worth over $21 million per year for the next 3 seasons. Definitely not a price Denver is willing to pay at this point in their rebuild. However, with free agency winding down and prices starting to fall, there's some buzz about 2 intriguing names still available: Keenan Allen and Elijah Moore. These aren't just rumors. Mike Kliss, a trusted insider for 9 News, has mentioned both as potential targets for the Broncos. This has fans talking, especially with the need to surround Bo Nix with solid weapons while still maintaining the team's youthful energy. Keenan Allen, a seasoned veteran who's been a consistent thorn in Denver's side as a member of the Chargers, spent last season with the Chicago Bears. While it wasn't his most standout year, it's clear that the instability at the coaching position in Chicago played a big role in that. Even with the chaos around him, Allen still managed over 100 receptions, 1,200 yards, and 7 touchdowns, and he did it in just 13 games. Sure, he might not be a 17-game player anymore, but if he's able to produce like that and the Broncos could land him for around $10 million on a 1-year deal, that's an enticing opportunity. At that price, the expectation isn't for Keenan Allen to return to being a top 5 receiver. Instead, you're hoping he brings valuable veteran experience, sharp route running, and adds depth to a young receiving corps still finding its identity. And here's where things get interesting. As much as some fans may want a blockbuster signing, the Broncos don't necessarily need one to feel good about their receiving group. You've got Courtland Sutton, who had a standout 1,000-yard season with 8 touchdowns in 2024. There are also the rising stars in Marvin Mims and Troy Franklin, both early in their careers but showing promising potential. Add Devin Vale into the mix and you've got a solid group. This isn't a bunch of washed-up veterans, it's a young, dynamic lineup with serious upside. So where does Keenan Allen fit into this? Think of him less as a game changer and more as a stabilizer. He wouldn't be there to steal snaps from Mims or Franklin, but rather to provide depth and reliability, especially if a key player struggles or gets injured. While he's not running deep go routes anymore, Allen still has enough left in the tank to thrive underneath, work the sidelines, and fill that extra X receiver role that Denver could really use. But let's say the Broncos opt to pass on Allen. There's another name gaining some quiet buzz: Elijah Moore. Now, Moore is an intriguing option. At just 25 years old, he still has plenty of potential, even though his career so far has been a bit of a roller coaster. Drafted in the 2nd round in 2021, Moore has moved from the Jets to the Browns, posting decent, though not spectacular, numbers: 200 catches, just over 2,100 yards, and 9 touchdowns across 4 seasons. It's not exactly what you'd expect from a 2nd-round pick, but sometimes the story behind the stats is just as important. With Moore, the real question is fit. In Cleveland, they experimented with him in a variety of roles, even using him as a gadget player in the backfield. But nothing seemed to stick, and it was clear they couldn't decide whether he was a full-time receiver or a versatile weapon. He's got the speed, but he's not your typical big-body, go-up-and-get-it receiver. So what if he lands in a system that knows how to utilize him properly? That's where Sean Payton comes in. Payton has a proven track record of maximizing players' talents, especially those who aren't first-round picks or high-profile free agents. If he gets his hands on a versatile, speedy, and still developing player like Moore, it's not hard to imagine him unlocking that next level of performance. Elijah Moore has shown he can get open. He's had over 100 targets in each of the last 2 seasons. While his touchdowns have been on the lower side, that could be more about how he's been used rather than his ability. In the right system, he could quickly become a valuable asset, and value is exactly what the Broncos need right now. If Moore could be signed to a 1-year deal for around $6 million, That's a risk worth taking. It doesn't block the development of Mims or Franklin. It adds speed, depth, and gives Bo Nix another dynamic weapon to work with, one that Sean Payton can mold to fit his system. Now, it's time for Broncos country to weigh in. Do you think the team should add another wide receiver? Is a veteran like Keenan Allen the kind of experienced presence the team needs? Or does bringing in someone like Elijah Moore, a low-cost, high-upside player, make more sense? Or maybe you're confident in the young guys already on the roster and don't think any moves are necessary. Let us know what you think in the comments. Would you bet on a proven veteran or a talented young player who hasn't quite found his fit? Or do you think Sutton, Mims, Franklin, and Vale are good enough to get the job done? And let's not forget how all of this ties back to the most important piece of the puzzle, Bo Nix. Whether or not you believe he should start week 1, the truth is Denver is preparing for a transition at quarterback, and the surrounding pieces will be critical in making that transition as smooth as possible. It's easy to say, let the rookie develop, but without the right tools, especially receivers who can run clean routes and create separation early, you risk putting that young QB in a position to fail before he even gets started. This is why names like Allen and Moore are important. It's not about chasing past Pro Bowls. It's about finding specific traits that will support the development of your quarterback. Keenan Allen, even at 31, remains one of the best at finding soft spots in the defense and providing a reliable target when plays break down. That's invaluable for a rookie quarterback who might not yet be fluent in going through his progressions or might hold the ball for an extra second. Allen could be that safety net, not the flashy deep ball threat, but the kind of reliable target you need on a critical 3rd and 6 to keep the chains moving. Elijah Moore, on the other hand, offers something entirely different. Want to stretch the field horizontally? Picture this: lining up trips on one side, then sneaking Elijah Moore across the formation and getting him the ball in space. That's where Moore thrives. His speed and agility bring an added dimension to the offense, forcing defenses to account for him, even if he's not racking up 10 targets a game. For Bo Nix, known in college for his improvisational skills and ability to make plays on the move, having a player like Moore who can adjust on the fly and turn a broken play into a big gain could be a game changer. Looking at the bigger picture, this entire discussion highlights the shift in Denver's roster building approach. The Broncos are no longer chasing splashy, big-name free agent signings. The days of trading everything for Russell Wilson or spending recklessly to patch immediate holes are behind them. This front office and coaching staff are focused on the long game, building something sustainable. It's not about flashy headlines in March, it's about winning in November and December. Part of that strategy involves knowing when to be aggressive and when to show patience. Right now, patience seems to be winning out, but that doesn't mean the Broncos won't strike if the price is right. Both Keenan Allen and Elijah Moore are still potential targets, but it will be on Denver's terms. No overpaying, no panic moves, just smart, calculated decisions. If neither Allen nor Moore ends up in orange and blue, that tells us something too. It suggests the Broncos are confident in what they have. They believe Courtland Sutton still has gas in the tank. They think Marvin Mims is primed for a breakout season. They're betting on Troy Franklin and Devin Vale, and they believe Bo Nix will have the support he needs to do what's asked of him as a rookie: manage games, develop chemistry, and grow into the leader Denver hopes he can become. At the end of the day, the wide receiver conversation is a reflection of the entire offseason. The team is trying to find the right balance, competing in the present while also building for the future. Whether they pull the trigger on a veteran like Keenan Allen or a young talent like Elijah Moore will give us a better sense of how the Broncos view their current situation. So, Broncos country, it's your turn. What do you want to see happen? Should George Paton and Sean Payton add one more weapon before camp opens? Or are you all in on the youth movement, ready to roll with what we have and see how it shakes out? Let us know in the comments. Should the Broncos go after Keenan Allen or Elijah Moore? Or do you trust the guys already in the room? I'll be reading your thoughts. Let's ride.